every business owner I speak to right now is either already experimenting with AI or is planning to. And almost all of them are asking the same question. How do we actually use this? But very few are asking the right question. And I think this matters a lot more is your business ready for AI? Because AI doesn't fix a messy data foundation. It amplifies it. So feed, a model with bad data and you get confident, fast, wrong answers. And wrong answers at scale are more dangerous than no answers at all. So we went through this exact issue ourselves at CSM. A couple of years ago, we built what we thought was a solid commercial intelligence capability, strong dashboards, reporting, a decent rhythm around reviewing numbers. And when we started integrating AI tools into our workflow, the cracks appeared almost immediately. Outputs that looked credible on the surface didn't hold up when you pushed on them. So the issue wasn't the tool, the issue was that our underlying data had gaps. And this is going back a few years, but that inconsistency that we'd never, I suppose, been forced to confront before, because humans are good at filling in those gaps without context. AI isn't. It just works with what it's been given. And that's the most important part here. And it's something that we solved for our own business and then solved for all of our clients' business. And now, we're looking at how can we solve this at a more broader level, because we truly believe that if you want to be an AI first company, you need to become a data first company. If there's any takeaway from this, that is it. So here's what's happening across businesses right now. Leaders, they're investing in AI tooling, sometimes quite significantly, before they've done the foundational work to make those tools useful. It's the same pattern as buying, an expensive piece of gym equipment and expecting it to, get you fit without changing how you actually go about your workout session. Okay, so the tool isn't the work. The tool accelerates the work. And if the work isn't in place, acceleration just means arriving at the wrong destination a hell of a lot faster. So the specific gap I keep seeing is businesses have data, but it's not organized in a way that's useful for decision making. So let alone for training or prompting an AI system. It lives in different places. It's defined inconsistently across teams, and it's collected for reporting purposes rather than for a decision purpose. And when you try to use AI on top of that, the outputs reflect the mess underneath. So again, I'm a big believer in what's the data telling us. Well, Gartner surveyed 1,200 data management leaders, and they found that 63% of organizations either don't have or aren't sure if they have the right data management practices for AI. And their forward projection is quite stark. They say that in 2027, organizations will abandon 65% of AI projects that aren't supported by AI-ready data. So that's not a technology problem, that's a foundational problem, and it's entirely, avoidable. Okay, so if someone came into your business right now, we brought on a guy called Kevin O'Brien. He's our head of AI, and he's challenged us in a lot of questions over the years, and far smarter around this than I will ever be. But some of the questions that I think are important, and I'm going to pass these over, is if someone asked you right now to describe in plain language where your business data lives and who owns it, could you answer that confidently? Or would it depend on which team you asked? When you look at the data that your business produces week to week, how much of it is being collected because it's genuinely useful for making decisions versus collected because it just always has been collected? And the third question is, if you gave an AI system access to your commercial data today, your pipeline, your revenue, your lead generation efforts, your client activity, how much would you actually trust what it told you? So the way I think about this is really straightforward, because you can't be an AI first company. Before you become an AI first company, You have to become a data first company. And the data first doesn't mean having the most data in general. It's the most sophisticated data infrastructure. It means three specific things. First, your data has to be trusted. This means it's defined consistently across the business. And the same metric means the same thing in every room, every team meeting, every report, every conversation. And this sounds obvious, but it's where most businesses are actually broken. Revenue means one thing to sales, another to finance, and something slightly different to the CEO. And when AI works with that data, it doesn't resolve the inconsistency. It picks one version and runs with it. You need a single agreed definition of the numbers that matter before any of this works. Secondly, your data has to be connected, not necessarily in one system, although we connect it in one system for all of our clients and for our own business. That's a bit of a longer journey, but the critical commercial data points need to be able to talk to each other. So pipeline connects to revenue, connects to margin, connects to client activity. If those are sitting in 4 different places with no relationship between them, AI can only ever give you a partial picture. And a partial picture is often more misleading than no picture at all, because they give you enough confidence to act without enough context to act correctly. Third, your data has to be decision relevant. So this is the shift that most businesses haven't made yet. Collecting data for the sake of visibility is very different from collecting data because it directly informs a specific decision. So the question to ask of every metric you track is, what decisions change when we leverage data? If you can answer that, the metric probably shouldn't be in your operating system, and it definitely shouldn't be feeding an AI model that's supposed to help you to run the business. So pick the one AI use case that you're either already pursuing or most interested in, whether that's automating a commercial report, using AI to analyze your pipeline, summarizing client data, whatever it is, then work backwards on that. What data does that use case actually need? And where does the data live right now? Is it consistent? Is it connected? And decision relevant? Or are there gaps? Because the gap analysis is your starting point, not the AI tool, the data underneath it. Because you see, the businesses that are actually getting value from AI right now aren't necessarily the ones who moved fastest on all these different tools. They're the ones who got their data house in order first and then found the AI layer almost worked itself. So I truly believe that your competitive advantage from AI over the next few years is going to be really real, and it's going to make a significant difference in your business. But it's not going to be, if you don't treat the data part with more importance than the AI part, you're going to massively struggle. The businesses that get it right, they're going to make better decisions faster than you. And think about that from your competitors. If they were listening to this now and they were like, okay, we need to get our data sorted first, because they're going to have less internal friction at a fraction of the cost of maybe what the companies that aren't going to take action on this. So the ones that, spend all this money on tools, but they don't have this set up, they're going to lose confidence in their outputs, and then they're going to quietly go back to doing things the way they'd always done them before, because they're going to get fed up and annoyed with it. But the difference between those two outcomes isn't which AI tools to use, it's whether you've built the data foundation underneath them. So that's the work, and it's available to any business willing to do it. It's an ugly process, but it's an important one. And we've been helping a lot of clients with this. It just requires being honest, focusing in on getting that organized first. So if this is of interest, feel free to reach out. We're happy to send you a data readiness checklist that we've put together. Really, really helpful exercise. Allows you to run an internal meeting with your team. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'd be more than happy to share that with you.